Did you know that McDonald's ain't actually a burger company? And how a tiny mistake caused these gentlemen to lose on billions? Stay with us to find out more. Our story begins in 1954, San Bernardino, California. In hustle to sell his multi-mixer machine is a 52-year-old man named Ray Kroc, who comes across his self-serving fast food restaurant called McDonald's, owned by two brothers, Maurice and Richard McDonald. Ray was fascinated by how the brothers were running the restaurant with such efficiency and speed. It took no more than 15 seconds from making an order to getting your food. That's impressive. But how did they do it? Well, let's find out. Maurice and Richard opened their first restaurant in 1940. They aimed to get the fast food served actually fast, and to do so, they planned and replanned their kitchen structure until finally decided to reduce their menu to serve only few limited items, hamburger being the real deal. They turned their kitchen into a robotic mode, where each step of the burger making to drink filling to be carried by separate individual each, from flipping the burgers to frying the fries to placing the pickles, each done by separate individuals. This made their system so effective that a customer would hardly be waiting a minute to get their food. Watching all this blew away Ray Kroc, who tried to convince the brothers to franchise the restaurant. It's not that the McDonald brother didn't try franchising it before. In fact, they already had a franchise in Phoenix, Arizona, which was in itself a beautifully designed store with the two iconic golden arches. However, the brothers failed to expand on it, and that's because, being a little control freaks, they couldn't control the quality of the service and food, and so gave up on franchising. Right person at the right time was Mr. Kroc. He convinced the brothers to believe in him to franchise it, and assured them that he will make it work. They took a chance on him and in 1955 made a deal with Ray Kroc as their franchise agent. Ray opened his first franchise with the two golden arches in Des Plaines, Illinois. He learned from the brothers that to have the franchise succeed, they must be controlled, from the quality and quantity of ketchup and pickles to the waiting time of the customers. He also took the same approach in accepting the new franchisees. Despite knowing that the territorial franchise sale would exponentially increase the growth of franchise, Ray instead had a single store franchise approach, giving priority especially to family running the franchise, where he knew that the franchisees will work hard to deliver the best food and service. Expansion means more cost, and Ray was struggling with financing the expansion, and because of the tight margins, he wasn't able to make any significant profits either. Again, right person at the right time, but this time it's Harry Sonneborn. He approached Ray Kroc and gave him the golden nugget of his life and the company. Harry brought up a concept to own the land that the McDonald's outlets were to be built on, and then leasing the land to the franchisees. This business model led to the explosive growth of McDonald's. The real estate deals were handled through a specially formed corporation named McDonald's Franchise Realty Corp. In early 1960s, a wave of new fast food chains appeared that copied McDonald's model. Kroc became frustrated with McDonald brothers' desire to maintain a small number of restaurants. The brothers also constantly refused Ray for making any changes in the chain. So in 1961, Ray bought the company for $2.7 million. calculated so as to ensure that each brother receives $1 million after the tax. It is said that the deal also included a clause that the brothers will receive a royalty of 1% for life. However, the clause was only agreed upon verbally, and guess what? They never got it. If the McDonald brothers would have made Ray Kroc agree to that 1% royalty in writing, guess what? Their family's last year income would have been $190 million. Despite the person next to you be saying, always deal in writing. Now remember we mentioned earlier that the McDonald's is not actually a burger company, and you also recall the Sonneborn model? Well, join both together and you present yourself with Mac Real Estate. Not that they actually exist, but you get the idea. Anyway, Harry Sonneborn, later the CEO of McDonald's, once famously said that we are not technically in the food business, we are in the real estate business. The only reason we sell 15-cent hamburger is because they are the greatest producers of revenue from which our tenants can pay us our rent. Today, 99% of total asset of McDonald's is in the real estate. It is so much so that the 36% of the total gross revenue of McDonald's come from their real estate, in which they get to keep 82%. Now compare that to the 16% from the rest of the 64% of the sale from their company-operated restaurants. Now who is the cash cow of the McDonald's here? Burgers? Did you still didn't get it? In the end, let's give it up to Mike and Richard McDonald for creating such a revolutionary system in the food industry that gave us some of our tasty family time meals that we still enjoy to this day. But let us also not forget that if it wasn't for Ray Kroc's aggression, vision and persistence, instead of the iconic McDonald's that we know today, it would have just died with the brothers in San Bernardino. You're never too old to make it. Thank you for watching. As a new channel, please do not forget to like, share and subscribe. See you with another case study.